What's going on, fight fans? It's your boy C-Dub with the Standing 8 Count Boxing. Tonight we're talking about Chris Eubank Sr. calling for a boycott for a fight that's literally days away. Connor Benn Eubanks is their upcoming fight is this Saturday, October 8th. And Chris Eubank Sr., we're just going to refer to him as senior and junior, junior and senior. Senior is calling for a boycott, saying that, he has some concerns about his son getting hurt in the ring. Now, I kind of have two minds about it. Fathers, we always have to make sure that we look out for the best interest of our children. If there's ever a possibility that they could get hurt, it's our responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen by any means necessary. So that I understand. However, well, let's go a little bit further. So the reason why Chris Eubank Sr. is basically saying that he is concerned about his son getting hurt in the ring is because there's been such a drastic weight cut with Chris Eubanks Jr.'s weight. Chris Eubanks Jr., we'll call him Junior, he's a super middleweight, which is at best he's about he goes from about 160 to 168. Super middleweight is 168. He can go as low as 160, but for this particular fight with Connor Benn, they're meeting at a catch weight of 157, and that's quite a bit of weight for him to lose. And so senior is basically saying that because of the weight cut, he's concerned that his son isn't really fighting at 100%. And because he's depriving his body of so many fluids, which is also depriving his brain of fluids, the likelihood of him getting hurt in the ring with some sort of neurological injury is much higher. Now, you have to keep in mind that Chris Eubank Sr., he was involved in a bout with a fighter by the name of Michael Watson, where Michael Watson ended up getting hurt really bad, taking an uppercut from Eubanks, hitting the back of his head on the ropes, and suffered some severe neurological damage to the point where it took him years of physical therapy and operations and just a lot of health issues as a result of that fight, to the point where he finally ended up having to sue the British boxing board, and got a pretty hefty settlement out of it. But that's neither here nor there. So my point is, Chris Eubank Sr., he's got some personal issues when he's got some real insight when it comes to getting hurt in the ring. So when it comes to his son, that's he can't let that happen under any circumstances. Now, I have to say I definitely understand where he's coming from. However, this is the 11th hour. There's for this is a legacy fight. Chris Eubanks Jr., he's been pro for a long time. He went pro in 2011. So this isn't his first rodeo. I think he's aware of the weight loss. Obviously he's aware of the weight loss, but he's aware of the risk involved, I guess is what I wanted to say. He's aware of the risk that are a direct result of the weight loss. And he's still willing to get in the ring and fight for the family name. It's not about money. It's not about a belt. It's not about anything of the sort. This is about legacy, pure and simple. Honestly, it's kind of refreshing, that being said, I definitely understand, where Senior is coming from, because Chris Eubanks Jr. Went on Good Morning Britain, and when he was asked how he was doing and how he was feeling and what was his overall how he was feeling as far as going into the fight, he had this to say.
Right, Chris, it's come to you. How about you? How are you feeling? 60%. You know, I'm calm. I'm happy. I'm on weight, and I'm ready to go.
60% because you've had to come down considerably. So you're saying you're going to be fighting at sort of 60% of your usual strength. Is that the point of the 60%?
Yeah, I have this weight that I have to make, which I've never made before in my entire career. And there's also a weight. There's also a rehydration clause after the fight, and I can't be over a certain weight. So I can't be 100% for this fight, but.
And see that in and of itself, you know, I could definitely see Senior him being concerned about his son's well-being. You know, out of his son's mouth. Admittedly, he said that he wasn't going to be able to make weight. So, or he said that he wasn't a 100%. So, I mean, that in and of itself is troubling for any father. You know, especially the father of a fighter. You know, even if your son played football, even if your son played baseball, if they're going into a competition and they tell you that they're only 60%, there's going to be some concerns there. Now, this is a sport that, this is a blood sport. You know, this isn't a game. Basketball, football, those are all games. That's why you play them. You don't play boxing. I just did a video about Luis Quinones. He was a Colombian fighter. He was a Colombian boxer who passed away last week from neurological damage that he suffered in the ring with Jose Munoz. So, I mean, I definitely understand where Senior is coming from. Junior mentioned that there is a rehydration clause, and see, normally how it would work is that once you make weight, then you're allowed to rehydrate. I mean, these guys are coming, sometimes these guys, if there is no rehydration clause, sometimes these guys are coming in the ring as much as 10 pounds heavier, if not more, you know. But there's a rehydration clause in there. And that's mainly because Connor Benn came from being a welterweight. So he's coming up in weight, right? So now you have Connor Benn coming up in weight from 147, and then you have versus Chris Eubanks, who's stepping down in weight to 157 from 168. So we can't have the Chris Eubanks going all the way up to 160, coming in the ring at 168, right? So there's a rehydration clause in there. So I definitely understand where Chris Eubank Sr. is coming from. However, I mean, for boycott, I think that's a bit strong. It's even gone to the point where Chris Eubank Sr. has refused to, well, I wouldn't say he's refused, but we don't even know if he's going to be in his son's corner. I'm sure that's affecting his son's, him psychologically, as far as where in the mindset that he's going to have to get in to gear up for this fight. You know, we've seen it before. We've seen it with Devin Haney when his father wasn't allowed to come. We didn't know if his father was going to be able to come with him when he won the title in Australia with George Gambosis, against George Gambosis. So, a lot of drama circulating around this fight. I mean, things are definitely heating up. I mean, this is a legacy. It's a legacy fight. It's a very big fight. I'm still excited about it. Hopefully, this doesn't affect Chris Eubanks Jr. Too much. Hopefully, this doesn't get in his head. Hopefully, he's going to be able to come out victorious in this. Hopefully, nothing happens and he doesn't get hurt. And also hopefully his father will be able to be in his corner. I'm sure that's going to be something that's only right. That's only right. This is a fight that's been 30 years in the making. It's only right for his father to be in his corner, and for him not to be there, I don't know. I mean, I kind of take a dim view of that, but I'm curious as to what you guys think. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. Drop some comments below, and hit that bell icon for all future notifications. As always, it's your boy C-Dub with the Standing 8 Count Boxing. Until next time.